Okay, you guys probably know who this is from seeing her in the other videos. I'm here with my mother, and Mom, it is your last day here in the Philippines. Have you enjoyed your stay here?
I have spent all my time in the taxis and whatever mode of transportation, going and looking at everything in awe. It's like my mouth has been hanging open the whole time. It's just been so unbelievable. And I think it will affect my life, all the things that I've seen, change my perspective a little bit.
How do you think it's changed your perspective when you go back home to North Dakota?
I think I will look at things more globally, not just what affects us in Bismarck, but how we affect the world and how the world affects us. And so I think I'll think more in world terms instead of state terms or even national terms.
So I think for you, would you say that this has been kind of a trip of the lifetime and a real eye-opening experience?
Definitely a trip of the lifetime, definitely eye-opening. The people here in the Philippines, from people you see on the streets to security guards to taxi drivers to friends to relatives, everybody has been so welcoming. We in North Dakota are welcoming too, but I think this even outdoes us.
Well, I've always said that I think the Philippines is the friendliest place in the world. Definitely out of all the places I've been to, and I've been to a lot of very friendly places, both in the United States and abroad, but I think the Philippines beats that hands down.
Oh,
and
definitely.
I think that that's the real reason to come here, to experience that. I think that that's the thing that the Philippines has that is they're number one in the world at. And you got to do a lot of different things, from going to the big city of Manila, which is so much different than North Dakota.
Oh, definitely. The traffic, the closed-in feeling, it boggles my mind how people just throw things on the street. And again, that's one of the things that I think is different in the United States. Well, first of all, if you throw garbage, even a gum wrapper out on the street, you can be fined $100. So people don't throw things away. And we have groups like my children, the 5th and 6th graders that I teach. Once a year I take them, we're on what we consider a highway. And I make my kids do highway cleanup, and they have to go and pick up all the garbage along the road. But you know, they do not think of throwing anything out.
Yeah, and it's sad to see people throw things on the ground, and I guess that's the thing that makes me most sad about the Philippines, and actually that's one of the things that shocked me the most on my first trip, and it blew my mind, but it kind of changed my thinking and made me realize how important it is to take care of our environment, and it made me think, you know, I don't want the United States to ever end up looking like this. So it really changed my perception, made me more aware. You got to also, when we went to the Legazpi area, you got to visit the little girl that you and Dad have been sponsoring here in the Philippines. What was that experience like, going up the mountain where they live and seeing their house and meeting those people for the first time?
Well, first of all, we were not prepared for such an extravagant welcome. They went out of their way to make us feel welcome, to help us up the mountainside, to show us the goats, to introduce us to their cat and their dogs. And they are so appreciative of what we do. I will never forget their appreciation and the feast they put on for us. And they're so happy, the happiness they have. Materially, they don't have all that much, although they had a beautiful concrete house. Electricity, we didn't expect electricity, but they treasure everything we do. That's what's so amazing.
You also got to go to Imabelle's hometown and spend time staying with Imabelle's family, meeting all her relatives. What was that experience like for you?
Oh, wonderful. Just being around those people, so generous, so kind-hearted, so welcoming. It's beyond description.
And Imabelle, Is she beyond description, or can we give her a description? What are your thoughts on Imabelle?
She can do, if you planned our trip coming here, it would be nothing compared to the trip that she did.
That's true.
That is true, yeah. I know you.
Responsible for actually planning most of the trip and giving you and Dad these really great experiences. She did an awesome job of that, much better than I would have done.
Exactly.
So I guess I'm great at showing people around, and Imabelle's great at planning where to go and what to do, and then when we're there, and she's great at that too. But that's where I come in and shine, I guess. But definitely, big thanks to Imabelle for taking care of all that stuff for us. And anytime a problem would arise, Imabelle would kick the problem's butt, and it was no longer there.
Yeah.
You guys have you even had a bad experience in the Philippines your whole time here?
No, just the one shocking experience where I was a little traumatized.
Well, you're referring to where that guy tried to bribe the porter to kick us out of the room that we rented, which is funny too, because he gives the guy, very blatantly and right in front of you, he gives a bribe. No shame that guy had. But overall, what would you like to share with people about your experience in the Philippines?
It is a once-in-a-lifetime experience. We are definitely going to need to come back. We didn't see half of what we really should see, but we need to get back.
I told you needed to stay longer.
Right.
So I recommended you make that huge trip over here. You really gotta spend time. But we fit in a lot into this small time, and the reason you didn't have bad experiences, even seeing the guy bribe the other guy, that's really a good experience because you'd never experienced or saw anything like that in your life.
Right.
So it's a new experience that kind of opens your eyes to the way things are done in other parts of the world.
Yeah.
But you have Imabelle to thank for your great trip and not having problems, and of course me. I got to toot my own horn here. I always tell people, look, the Philippines, you can come over by yourself, even not knowing anyone, and still have a good, safe time. Although I'm starting to realize, especially for older people, it's going to be a lot harder for them. So definitely, maybe a guy that's 25 and a little bit streetwise, pretty easy to come over by yourself and not get in any trouble, not get in any major trouble anyways. But definitely, if you know people from here that you can trust, and I'm not talking about someone that you've just talked about on the internet where it's still kind of you're still kind of taking your chances. But thankfully, you had me and Imabelle, people that could really,
We would not have come if there was not someone there to be our guide, to take care of us. And Imabelle basically has taken care of us. Whatever we needed, she took care of. You just had to ask, and she was there, and she really went out of her way. And I'm sure she's just exhausted from pulling us around and telling us where to go. And
she might even be exhausted from holding a camera over there.
Yes.
But yeah, I'm glad that we could give you a good trip, because when I travel places alone, I go different countries by myself, I never really worry, but I'm used to it, and I do kind of have that street smarts in terms of knowing what to expect, even if I've never been to a place. But I've started to see how for older people, especially people like you, I started to worry because I know that you're going to be exposed to a lot of things and a lot of people that maybe you're not used to, and I want to be there for. Because coming from a place like North Dakota, you're not going to be prepared to deal with certain other types of people in the world and how they do things, and you might not understand just how many dishonest and shady characters there are. And I'm not talking about just in the Philippines, the whole world. Even if you're out in California, it's so much different culturally.
Yeah.
And people doing business with people or something, they'll always try and throw a monkey wrench, and they'll do things maybe you're not used to. Even I didn't even want you at the airport by yourself because I have a viewer that got pickpocketed at customs and got his cell phone stolen. So I want to be there for you as much as possible, and I think we gave you a really great experience.
Yes.
And I think that this has been a meaningful experience for all of us. So you loved your time here in the Philippines.
I did. I've learned a lot. My eyes have been opened.
Well, it's been eye-opening for all of us, and I hope it's been eye-opening for you guys watching my parents come over for the first time and all the videos that we've done, and we just really love sharing these and hopefully helping you guys out in some way by sharing these experiences. We're learning, hopefully you're learning from this too, and just having a good time. So thanks for watching, guys. We'll be back with more videos as always.